Hello. We are going to work together to talk about the parts of a book. We have done this before. We are reviewing it because it is very important and I want to see what you remember. So, our job today says we will tell the parts of a book and examine the front cover. Here's a poem about books. You might remember it, but just in case you forget, I'll go first and you go next. I'll say, I like books. Now you say it. My turn. I like books. Your turn. I really do. Your turn. Books with a cover and pictures too. Your turn. I like books. I really do. Your turn. Awesome. So we will have a couple parts to our activity today, but the first part is to talk about what makes a book so interesting. So the first part of a book that we usually look at is the front cover of a book. And here is the front cover of a book that's called The Paper Bag Princess. Front cover. On the front cover, we find a very important name, someone super special. That's the author's name. Can you say author? The author is the person who wrote the book. The author's name can be found toward the top of the book or even sometimes at the bottom corner of the book. The author of this book's name is Robert. Robert. Next, on the front cover, we can also find the name of the book's illustrator. The book's illustrator is the person who draws the pictures for the book. Like when we're authors and illustrators, we write the words and we draw the pictures. And that's what books have. They have a person who writes the words and they have a person who does the illustrations, draws the pictures. So the illustrator usually has their name placed after the author's name. Something really cool that we all love to hear on the front cover is the title of the book, the name of it. And I shared that with you. This book is called The Paper Bag Princess. So if you take a look at any book that you have, you will find a title on the front cover. Usually the title is at the top. It's usually big, sometimes it's in colorful letters, but usually the title of a book can be found right at the top. The title of the book usually gives us a hint as to what the book is going to be about. So the front cover is pretty busy. This is the front cover of a book called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And on that you can see, here's the title, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, title at the top. And then way down here at the bottom is the name of the author and the name of the illustrator. It's a little windy today. Can you see my hair all blowing around? Nice out, but it is windy today. All right, we are moving along. So on the front cover of the book, there are all of those important things. And one of the things that we haven't talked about yet this time, we've talked about it in class, but not since we've been doing all these home days, is the spine of the book. And the spine of the book is usually right along the edge. So I'm going to trace down where the spine, if this book was being held in my hand, right down here, it's a hard part of the book. And the spine has an important job. The spine holds all of the pages together. So if the spine is broken, or if a book didn't have a spine, all the pages would just drop out of the book. And you might remember seeing that. We have a large book in our classroom that I shared with you, and it was, I believe, a school bus book. And when we opened that book, all of the pages just dropped right out because the spine didn't work anymore. So the spine is important. It holds the pages together. Also, if you take a look at a spine of a book, you usually can also find the title of the book, the name of the book on the spine, and often the author's name as well. Here's another part of the book called the back of the book. So as you read books at home from now on, take a minute, find the title, look for the author's name, see if you can find the spine, see what information the spine has on it. Those are all some fun things to do with books, besides read them, of course. So, oh, there's that picture of the spine. I was looking for that. So right where this red circle is, that is where the spine of this book, The Paper Bag Princess, would be. So in our next video that I recorded for us, we will take a closer look at an awesome story called Happy Birthday Cupcake by Terry Border. And this book is pretty cool because when you check it out with me, you'll notice there is not an illustrator. And that's weird, right? Does that make us think that maybe there's no pictures in this book? Well, you'll have to find out in our next video. Let's take a closer look at an awesome book. See you soon for Happy Birthday Cupcake.